Hey everyone, JVD here bringing you another comic book review over Batman Death of the Family, issues 13 through 17 of the ongoing Batman series under the 52 banner for DC Comics. If you're really interested in reading this story, this whole story runs through all the Bat Family titles in the New 52. That's Batgirl, there's Batman and Robin, Detective Comics, Nightwings. I think it even hits Teen Titans at one point. So if you're looking to collect all the issues and read the story as a whole, there's a lot to read. Just to give you a heads up, there's a main point in this whole story that is not in the Batman part of the story. So I'll just let you have a little fun, look for that so I don't try to spoil anything for you. But this is the type of Batman Joker story that I like. It's mind games between the two. It's pitting wits against each other. And because I really hate when a writer takes Joker and makes him a physical threat to Batman. He's just a frail lunatic. If anything, he's a hack and slasher. He's not even a brawler. It's much like, why would you want to see a madman physically try to fight somebody like Batman, who is a renowned martial artist? I mean, if you take superpowers from anybody, put them one-on-one against Batman, he's going to beat them down. He's going to kick their ass. So this is the type of story I like when it comes between Joker and Batman. Now the whole point of this story is to drive a wedge between Batman and the rest of the Batman family, basically being Red Robin, Tim Drake, Batgirl, Damian Wayne Robin, and Dick Grayson Nightwing. Because the Joker realizes, without them, that's almost his strength. And he's wanting to fool them into believing they're nothing but a crutch for him, that they'll cripple him. And as long as they're around, the Joker's always going to have the upper hand. And, he's wanting to deal that blow to Batman. And he does this by telling Batman that he knows all their identities. And this gets to Batman through the whole story. And you can really see where this plays on Batman's weakness when it comes to the Joker, because he doesn't focus as much as what he does on someone else. The Joker really gets under his skin and makes Batman not do the typical Batman things he would. He gets ahead of himself. He makes very rash decisions that wind up usually almost costing his life when it comes to the Joker. And this all starts with a playing card that Batman had found in the Batcave during one of his first encounters with the Joker, which kind of blows his mind because the Joker is telling him that he knows where the Batcave is. And Batman doesn't believe it, though there's the card, and he doesn't think that the Joker could survive. I think it was like a 5-mile trip underwater attached to the Batboat. But Joker is steadily feeding it to him and the rest of the Bat family that he does know their identities. And it's going to wind up becoming a very big issue for Batman if he doesn't, separate himself from them and basically stop taking brats under his wing and training them to kick everybody's ass. Now, while he's doing this and he's setting this game up against Batman and the rest of the Bat family, there's short stories in each issue of Batman. I've never read any of the other stories that tie into this. I just strictly usually read Batman. But it's where he gets Penguin, he gets Riddler, Two-Face, and basically he has taken over Arkham and to set up a surprise for Batman. And basically, he's got them treating him like he is this king of Gotham, and the Joker's his jester, and they're going to have to make some decision here, to make Batman basically break away from the rest of everyone else, which doesn't work. Now, because eventually he breaks Batman down, and he takes him to the caves around the Batcave, not directly into the area which is considered the Batcave, and there he has all the family tied up, their faces covered in bloody bandages. And he basically makes Batman think that he's removed their faces, much like he has done himself a year beforehand, which almost infuriates Batman. And it's to the point where the Bat family doesn't realize that he's not done this to them. He has just numbed their faces up. And it's a really good way to get under Batman's skin. But even in the end, Batman realizes that he knows that the Joker doesn't know. He knows there's no way, because he's thought about, over all these years. But the thing is, at the end, he turns it against the Joker and gets under the Joker's skin. I don't think I've read anything quite like this where Batman is able to get under the Joker's skin, which he tells the Joker he knows his identity, which makes the Joker mad. And you can tell that the Joker doesn't like this. And like Batman said, he's like, and you don't want to know. And the Joker's like, no, I don't want you to know. And he's like, don't say it. He doesn't want Batman to say his name. Because Batman has figured out during all this that if the Joker knows who Bruce Wayne is and that he's Batman, and then if Batman knows the Joker's identity, then this is no fun for the Joker. It even goes to a time where he'd even went to Arkham after they were first, after one of his first encounters, he talks to the Joker, and the Joker ignores him because he's not Batman, he's Bruce Wayne. And he still doesn't even realize that it's Batman, is the impression you get, so it's really interesting. But in the end, when they're at the fall where he had found where the card was, and that he knew that's as far as the Joker made it, the Joker falls to his death, supposedly, but it's the Joker, so he's going to be around. But Batman leaves. And this is what's interesting as he's going through the Batcave and the Bat family is already left and whatnot. There's, the Joker, identity unknown. And that's the greatest thing about the Joker. And it's because Batman is the greatest detective in all the world, yet he cannot figure out who the Joker is, and that's what makes it great. That's what makes the Joker a great character, is that Batman cannot figure out who he is. And the question I've always wondered, and I'm sure many fans will know, is what would happen if he did know? Would this work both ways? Would this not be as any fun for Batman if he knew who the Joker was? Much like how the Joker wouldn't have any fun if he knew. So it almost shows you that they're almost the same person in a sense. It gets really interesting. So and you'd hope that throughout Batman's history after the story, that's a dynamic that they would keep up between the two. Now there's one thing I really hate through this whole story, and it's towards Joker, and I talked about how much hate when the Joker's portrayed as someone who can physically face Batman. When he returns to Gotham City Police Headquarters, he's there, Gordon's there, and he starts killing off officers. And even though the lights are off, for one, it's a question of how could he even see these guys? And most officers are trained in self-defense. So you figured they would be able to take down someone like the Joker. And I hate that he's just easily, killing these guys. He kills quite a bit of them. I mean, even when, I think it's the mayor that he's going after, he even finds a way to kill all of them. So, even though it's different, it's more towards the Joker style. Going back to him physically being able to kill the cops, and it's snapping their neck because you get the snap, but word bubbles, and I hate that part of the Joker. There's no way in the world that he would even be able to take down even the best trained cop, but yet he doesn't, and it's all just to get at Gordon, who's going to eventually get it to Batman. There is a really high point at the very end of this book, and it goes back to when he had poisoned all the cops there with the mayor. There's an unknown radioactive element that they're unaware of, that they've never seen in a Joker compound. So Batman goes look it up, and its periodic table initials are HA for Ha. So despite Batman angering the Joker and ruining his plans, eventually he got the last laugh. So that's been my review for this whole story. Like I said, it's really good if you're into the mind games between the Joker and Batman, which I usually think is the best stuff. And as I said, there's a lot of books that tie into this. One of them has a very major incident to this story, which I won't spoil for you. So if you care to read them all, it'll be interesting to you if you don't know what happens. But I'm JVD, and this has been my review for Batman, Death of the Family. Keep reading, guys.